let's call, we're gonna call the meeting to order, and the first thing is, the mayor is gonna swear in Mr. Whipple.
Okay. Repeat after me. I, Kevin Whipple, do solemnly swear that I support the Constitution
I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of
and the Constitution of
the State of Indiana
the State of Indiana
and the ordinances of the City of Greensburg,
and the ordinances of the City of Greensburg,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully
impartially
and impartially
perform my duties
perform my duties
as a member of the Airport Board
as a member of the Airport Board
for the City of Greensburg,
for the City of Greensburg,
according to law
according to law
and to the best of my abilities.
and to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Need your signature. Thanks.
Welcome, Kevin.
Thank you.
Okay. Judy? Roll call, please.
Jim Pruitt,
Try.
Yeah, here.
John Newman,
Here.
Kevin Whipple,
Here.
Horace Reese, Bill Ursus.
Here. Okay. Approval of the agenda.
I'd like to add something to the agenda under old business, just to give a very brief report. I'll give a very brief report on our CIPD in Michigan City.
Along with the land updates.
Okay, along with the land updates. That
Okay.
time also. I'd like to, I submit that we approve the agenda with those additions.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor? Approved, okay. Judy, would you read the minutes of the last meeting, please?
City of Greensburg, Indiana, Board of Aviation Commissioners, Monday, September the 23rd, 2019, 7 p.m. City Hall. Call to order. President Bill Ursus called the meeting to order at 7 p.m. Roll call. Board members present were Bill Ursus, John Dooley, Jim Pruitt, and Horace Reese. Airport Manager Jerry Scheidler and Paul Shaffer of BF&S were also present. Special tribute. Due to the passing of Board Member Don Whipple, President Bill Ursus called for a moment of silence to honor his service to the community and to the Board of Airport Commissioners. Agenda approved. The meeting agenda was reviewed. John Dooley made a motion and Horace Reese seconded the motion to approve the agenda as submitted. The motion passed unanimously by voice vote 4-0. Minutes. Due to the length of the August 26, 2019 minutes, John Dooley made a motion and Horace Reese seconded the motion to waive the reading of the minutes and approve them as submitted. The motion passed unanimously by voice vote 3-0. Jim Pruitt abstained due to his absence at the August 26, 2019 meeting. Financial report. John Dooley read the financial report. John also noted that the amount available for use at the Jackson County Bank is currently $3,151,932. Old business. John Dooley reported that the appraisals and review appraisals are complete for the following two properties. 1, Charles W. and Diane E. Beggs, and 2, Mark C. and S. Fay Haston. Therefore, John Dooley moved and Jim Pruitt seconded that the Greensburg Board of Aviation Commissioners accept the appraisal reports for the Beggs and Haston properties and authorize and direct its attorney, Donald J. Trivett, to obtain title searches and extend the following uniform offers to the appropriate property owners as identified in the title searches. Charles W. and Diane E. Beggs, $574,000, 62.446 acres in fee simple, parcel 1. Mark C. and S. Fay Haston, $370,700, 26.925 acres in fee simple with 3 easements back to Hastings totaling 1.277 acres for access to property remaining in Hastings' names, and 17.118 acres in aviation easement, and to initiate an action in eminent domain to appropriate the properties in the event the offers are rejected. The motion passed unanimously by roll call vote 4-0. New business. Paul Shaffer, BF&S, partial pay request. BF&S is submitting one partial pay request, PPR 7 for AIP 12, with a federal share of $5,040, a state share of $280, and a local share of $280, for a total of $5,600. Jim Pruitt made a motion and Orson seconded the motion to authorize President Bill Ernst to sign partial pay request 7 for AIP 12. The motion passed unanimously by voice vote 4-0. Federal financial report. Paul requested a motion to approve the federal financial report showing federal dollars received as $296,788 for the fiscal year ending September 30th, 2019. Jim Pruitt made a motion and Orson seconded the motion to authorize President Bill Ernst to sign the federal financial report ending September 30th, 2019 as presented. The motion passed unanimously by voice vote 4-0. Airport Manager's Report. Hangars. Jerry Scheiber reported that he has rented two hangars since the last meeting, and the only hangar currently available is G3, QT Pod Cellular Service and Maintenance Program. Jerry reported that October 1 is the deadline to pay the bill for $480 for cellular service and to renew the maintenance program for the QT Pod for $945. Jerry noted that renewing the maintenance agreement is not mandatory and that it can be purchased at any time the software is upgraded. After discussion, John Dooley made a motion and Jim Pruitt seconded the motion to pay the cellular service bill for $480 and not to renew the QT Pod maintenance agreement for the present time. The issue will be reviewed again in the spring. The motion passed unanimously by voice vote 4-0. Approval of bills. Bill Ernst has presented the bills for payment. Docket 1, Butler, Fairman, and Seaford, included on PPR 7, APV 5060 for $2,800. John Dooley made a motion and Jim Pruitt seconded the motion to approve the payment of docket 1 for $2,800. The motion passed unanimously by roll call vote 4-0. Docket 2, General Claims. John Dooley made a motion and Jim Pruitt seconded the motion to approve the payment of docket number 2 for $2,607.28. The motion passed unanimously by roll call vote 4-0. Docket 3, approval for payments to be included on the October docket for $815.44. Jim Pruitt made a motion and Orson seconded the motion to approve the payment of docket 3 for $815.44. The motion passed unanimously by roll call vote 4-0. Docket 4, Jackson County Bank claims total for $12,675. Horace Reese made a motion and John Dooley seconded the motion to approve the payment of docket 4 for $12,675. The motion passed unanimously by roll call vote 4-0. There were no comments from the board and or public. Meeting adjournment and next meeting date. There being no further business before the board, Horace Reese made a motion and Jim Pruitt seconded the motion to adjourn the meeting. The motion passed unanimously by voice vote 4-0, and President Bill Ernst adjourned the meeting at 7:29 p.m. The next meeting will be held on Monday, October 28th, 2019 at City Hall at 7 p.m.
Accept the motion to approve, or any changes need to be made, anybody know?
I'll move we approve as written and read.
That second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Approved. Okay. Financial report, John.
All right, financial report of the Greensburg Municipal Airport in the three accounts. First, the aviation, the improvement accounts balance is $47,279.54. Our aviation rotary fuel account balance, $54,899.41. Airport operations account, $123,282.81. The total of all three airport accounts combined, $225,461.76. On the flip side, you'll see our balance to draw on from our Jackson County bank loan. We have a balance of to draw $3,139,257.
Okay. Very good, thank you, John. Under old business, John, you wanted to date on?
Sure, yeah, we,
CIP and property owners.
yeah, the CIP meeting, it was on October 16th in Michigan City. Bill and I went up to Michigan City. Paul Shaffer was there. In fact, there were members there from BF&S. Andrew Maximovich was there. Members from NDOT and the FAA out of Chicago. Don Tribbett, our attorney, was there. And we talked about the project and where we're at, and kind of reaffirmed our commitments and their commitments to that. And the bulk of the meeting was based on Don Tribbett. It's kind of the ball's in his court right now, obtaining properties, and he was updating the members of NDOT and the FAA as far as where we're at on that, to kind of anticipate or potential expected dates for completion of acquiring those properties. But basically everybody's on board and everybody kind of knows where we're at and what's going on. And Paul may have more to add to that later as we come to that. I did get in regards to the properties, did get an email today from Don Tribbett. We do have actions, of course, on Goddard's property and I believe Fred Sturgey's property. And there's been offers made to the Haston and Beggs properties, but no action taken on that yet. Got an email today from Don Tribbett. The attorney Philip Server, who is the attorney for the Goddard family LLC, filed a motion requiring an extension of time to file objections to the eminent domain complaint. And the complaint was filed on October 9th. They requested that it be extended for, I guess by statute, defendant has requested an extension for up to 30 days, and so that's what he's doing. So that's where they're at on the Goddard, and so far no action that I've heard about from the Sturgey property.
Okay. Under new business, Mr. Shaffer, about Fairman Safety, do you have anything for us?
No, we've got no action items this month. I think John did an excellent job summarizing the CIP meeting. And I guess the only thing, the takeaway was we are going to proceed forward with the design of the grade and drain package with plans to advertise that and have bids in hand by July 1. So that's the next step on the construction side. That's assuming that the land runs its course and we're able to construct that. So the FAA indicated that they are prepared to issue the grade and drain grant for that construction portion, and then the paving would be in the following year, paving and lighting. So that was kind of the funding aspect of that meeting. So they're committed, and for the good of the order, we'll just explain that when the money comes, it usually comes towards the tail end of the federal fiscal year. The fiscal years start in September, or they end in September, they start in October. So the discretionary grants, large discretionary grants like we'll expect for grade and drain, probably won't come out until late August, early September. So we'll have to see how much construction we can actually get done. Getting the money in the fall of next year, it's likely that the project would be carried until spring, and then that construction would start with the paving money rolling in. So you kind of can see that continuous effort there. So the reality of it is the runway, if it stays on schedule with land, money, and the FAA commissioning, would be in the 2022, like late summer 22 is when the runway would be open, based on the schedule we discussed at the CIP meeting.
Is that fiscal year?
Be fiscal year, yeah. So
Not the calendar.
right. So grade and drain in 20, paving in 21. It'll take us some time to build the paving and so forth, get the commissioning, so you could expect, best guess, I mean, things change in life. We're not guaranteed tomorrow, but if all things fall in place, the runway should be open. I would estimate somewhere in between July and September of 22.
And if you could explain a bit, you anticipate there'll be more involvement in grade and drain on the south side of the property than on the north, is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, the south side of the property lies a lot lower, almost 30 feet lower than the north end. So there's a lot of fill on the south end, and we need to get that built up and transition back so we're not impacting any of the drainage issues. So right now we are in preliminary design. We have some nice grading contours. We've begun the drainage calculations, and it looks like right now there'll be basically 2 drainage systems. There'll be one that's going to convey the water as it goes now, so we're not disrupting the natural flow of the water in the area. And then there'll be a system above it that collects all the runoff from the new airport pavement and detains that and releases it slowly into the creek, basically. So that's the plan. We've got field tile maps and all that. We'll pay special attention to make sure we get all of those field tiles either terminated and connected and reestablished as we work through the process. So that's where we're at right now. We did discuss a little bit with the FAA since the CIP meeting if they wanted us to prepare a package of the grade and drain and the paving, and they said that was probably highly unlikely. So, and I think that's advantageous for the community. There are many more grading contractors than there are paving contractors. So by separating it into a grading package and then a paving package, you're going to get a lot more competition on the grading side of it, which will help your pricing. Other than that, I think next month we will need to act on, they want a pre-application, so we'll submit an application on the CIP estimates. We'll start looking at CIP, which stands for Capital Improvement Program. Every year we submit that. It's due by February 1st. We start looking at it in November. The board usually approves it in December. It can go as late as January. In this case, it's going to be pretty straightforward because we have the program pretty well laid out. But it's a 5-year request from the FAA on what money you want. And since we really have the next 5 years by the time we pay back the land on the backside already slated out, it's more of just taking the program and advancing it a year. And but we'll do that next month in the November, look at the draft, and then we'll also get the pre-application together for the FAA. It's kind of, want to be conscientious of our new member. If you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to me at that number. I'll take it now, or you can call me or email me anytime.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Jerry Schuyler, please.
Okay. Well, first off, we got another fellow that sold his airplane, moved out, so we got 2 empty hangars this month. And the other thing I got to discuss with you is QT pod, put a paper there by each of you. This last month when we approved to pay for the cell plan, we did not want to do the maintenance plan. Well, this thing on here is not really, it is like a maintenance plan, but it's not it's now required with our new fuel system. They said this is, it's called Base Network Access and Support Agreement, which would include software updates, but they claim that our system won't operate without it. Something about a cloud somewhere. Anyhow, so in other words, they sent us this. This is a copy of what they emailed me of a partially paid invoice, and so I guess what it boils down to is we need to pay the $945.
Well, we tried. Right?
I did not understand that this was different than what we've done in the past, but it is. So it's up to you guys to, I guess, basically agree to pay that bill.
It's kind of like we don't have a choice, right?
Kind of like we don't have a choice. I don't know what they're going to shut it off or what's going to happen, but
I mean, it's necessary to run our fuel system, so.
Move to pay the $945.
Discussion.
Any discussion? Do I have a second?
I'll reluctantly second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pay it?
all right, I'll tell the clerks they go ahead and pay the bill.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Next is approval of bills. We have $22,837.28. The biggest chunk of that is a tank of jet fuel that we got in. It was $17,584.21. $1,938 was lust tax, and I don't think the word lust means what it sounds like. And then the in-the-end inspection tax is $79, so there's a total of $19,601.73. But the grand total is $22,837.28. Any discussions on
Yeah,
that?
this is my own personal little spreadsheet, just for my understanding, so I passed it out to everyone else. In the October column in here, the ones that I circled in blue ink are the ones that were in our minutes docket number 3 that we approved to pay in October from last month. And if you add up all those figures, plus the 280 down at the bottom for Don Tribbett, then that adds up to the figure, so just allows us to compare expenses from month to month. It matches what we were sent by the city
What
clerk
did you say
treasurer.
the total was, Bill?
Do what?
What did you say the total was?
The total for the fuel was $19,000.
Right, but I mean,
The total for everything was $22,837.28.
Which one here, Jim? The total of October plus add the 280 on the bottom.
what's what?
That's what that is.
Includes that 280.
Yeah, the box on the bottom is just the ones that are related to our project. And the bigger box above is our just day-to-day operating expenses. But those figures, that my 22,000 plus that 280 for Tribbett adds up to what's on the docket today.
Move to pay the bill.
Second.
Roll call vote, please, Judy.
Bill Haley,
Yes, pay.
Kevin Whipple,
Yes.
Joe Ruble,
Yes.
Bill Ursus.
Yes. Okay, any comment from the board or the audience, anybody? Gene?
The one other thing I had, by the way, was I passed out, this is just contact information for board members and people affiliated with the board. If you just look to make sure I have it correct on your correct phone number and email and what have you, if there's a correction you made, let me know. That's just our contact info.
Since there's no comments, the meeting's adjourned. The next meeting will be November 25th, 2019.